Through federal filings, we confirmed the numbers on 12 funds, each with more than one web domain owned by the LDS Church. The funds control about $31.9 billion in investments.
Travis Wayne Goodsell. Yeah, John DeLynn still refuses to respond after 3 hours. So, yeah, well, forget him. He apparently doesn't want to play. In the movie Independence Day, with heroes Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum, Jeff Goldblum is the hero who figures out that there's a secret code embedded in their satellite communication systems, and talks to the President of the United States to inform him, as previously Jeff Goldblum punched the President, believing that he was sleeping with his now ex-wife. And so, all you need is love. Very sad. Shot in the back. As there are Jewish coded symbolisms in that movie, in case you didn't catch it from the blatant outward displays of the father, who referred to John Lennon, or to Jeff Goldblum as well. Also in that movie, you see that these space aliens, and I don't think they're the same of Q, but it's clear Q got their idea from the movie. As the White House and the Capitol building are shown getting blown up by the aliens. In Independence Day, America was at war with this alien force, and they used their own satellite systems against them. Here we are in Armageddon. We are at war, and the fact that nobody realizes we're at war is exactly what the enemy wants. They're using our own Bible against us to communicate and coordinate the attack. Because those who are Judeo-Christians are anti-science. One of the fields of science is astronomy. Astronomy is how we get our calendar systems and our time on our watches. They used astronomy against us to coordinate this attack. They used the book of Revelation to coordinate this attack. And they've been doing it for 200 years. They used the Bible against us for the sole purpose of knowing and understanding that Christians are so blinded with the misinformation and disinformation contained in the Bible and their denial of science that it snuck up on everybody. The sign of the Son of Man in Revelation chapter 12 was 2017, a month after we had our first day of darkness. Sun shall be darkened, moon turned to blood, Stars fall from heaven. Revelation 19 is 8 April 2024. We've been right smack in the middle. 3,333 years since the Exodus, according to the Jewish calendar. They're using both Christian and Jewish coding against us to coordinate this attack. In the Exodus, there were 3 days of darkness, stars falling from heaven, and a virus. They're using the Bible against us. This is an attack unheard of in history. And as a result, our intelligence agencies are unprepared and are clueless if they're not compromised. Like I said, they've been preparing for 200 years. They've got people everywhere. We have seen it with how the whole world failed to handle a simple virus outbreak and allowed it to become a pandemic. And why they're still not trying to control it, as they justify the economy being more important than human life. They're purposely killing off the weak, killing off the poor, killing off the physically weak from the virus, and utterly destroying everything to rise up in 2024 with the New World Order that I'm sure you've heard about, whether you've believed in the misinformation and disinformation, which is what they've purposely caused. See, decades ago, they would tell you that the Illuminati was a real threat, and they would reveal their plans and purposes. But they were testing people to see if they brainwashed people, the mass populace. And so they changed the definition of a conspiracy theory and got certain people to claim that such talk was nonsense and a conspiracy theory, which technically it is, and it's a legitimate one. They, meaning more than one person, thus a conspiracy, are plotting using our Bible against us. It is real. And utilizing the art of war. They don't have troops on the ground from a foreign enemy. They instead manipulated, brainwashed MAGA followers to believe that there was an alien invasion attack by satanic pedophiles, that they were under attack in the government trying to take away Trump's presidency. And so they attacked. The enemy got white supremacists to do the battle for them. And it was just a test run. They're still testing us. During the Super Bowl, we found out about the hack at the water treatment plant in a small city nearby. That exposed our whole national water supply system. We are vulnerable on many fronts, and we're being exploited. Right now, they're just testing to see what they can do and get away with. And at the same time, they are instilling fear by doing this. And then the misinformation and disinformation is coupled with distractions. You know, like that whole impeachment thing. The reason why the GOP acquitted him is because they're all in on it. On the 4th of July, it would have been 2018, because John Huntsman Jr. was the one who coordinated it, and he got put in 2017. And July 4th, he arranged a meeting with GOP, mostly from the Senate, to meet in Russia on the 4th of July. So instead of celebrating our nation's Independence Day, the movie of the theme for the video, they were over plotting with Russia to overthrow America. And this is why. They don't fear their base. They don't fear Trump and his tweets, which are no longer a factor now. They're in bed with Russia, using the Bible against us. Because what is the code of the enemy as described in our King James versions of the Bible from the Vatican Vulgate? Or not the Vatican Vulgate, the Latin Vulgate. Lucifer, how art thou fallen from heaven? The falling star, the inverted pentagram. That is their secret sign. Using the Bible against us to coordinate this attack. Something that has never been attempted ever. They took as their playbook the Bible. Because the Bible talks all about Armageddon, the end of the world. And they're playing their part exactly as the Bible tells them to. And they know there will be no Jesus Christ coming from outer space on a flying horse to save the world. They know it ain't gonna happen. They're using the misinformation and disinformation about the Bible that has spread throughout all the world to use it against them, to destroy. And not just physically destroy, not just rise up with a new world order, but destroy Christianity. Not just the false beliefs of Christianity, but utterly destroy it and replace it with the doctrine of Lucifer. Albert Pike is where we get that clue. America is at war. They're not as concerned with the rest of the world. They did get their leaders in place, and there are certain instances where such things are happening, even in Russia. Putin knows exactly what would have happened if he had arrested the guy that it was his political opponent who he had poisoned and still recovered. He knew exactly what would be the response in Russia. He wanted that. Putin has trained KGB. He knows strategy, war strategy. He knows just how to manipulate people on a mass scale to get them to do what he wants them to do. And so all of this other distractions about the southern border and the inhumane treatment of those just seeking refuge, women and children being tortured instead, just a distraction. Pretty severe distraction, but just a distraction for the ultimate goal of the New World Order, the religion of Lucifer. This is what I've been warning about. This is what I knew on that fateful day on 4 November 2016, as I heard on Fox 13 News Utah that morning. It was during the day, during the week. Actually, it would have been Friday, right? Because the 7th is voting day. And so 6 is Monday, 5 Saturday? When was it the 7th? Because it's the first Tuesday. So was it? Let me check. Let's see, 16. View calendar. November. Yep, it was Friday. Friday the 4th. Voting day was Tuesday the 8th. Yep. And then the 14th was when the conception of the sign of the Son of Man occurred. Supermoon that day. And so you know that I've been speaking out against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You know that I've been exposing the church's crimes, exposing the church's lies and deceptions. And this is the end goal. If you can't quite figure out what it is I'm doing, why I'm doing it, this is why. We're at war, and Nelson has joined the fight against us. That's why he won't shut down the church. It's church. It's not a business where people are being forced to choose whether they go to work and get money to buy basic necessities or stay safe from the virus. It's just church. We have internet technology to stream church services live if we need to, and we need to. But the church won't do it. They won't give the order. They still have church open. Now they say people have their free agency. You don't have to go to church. But that's the guilt trip part. That's the mind manipulation, the brainwashing. As the Mormon leaders fool and deceive Mormons, thinking that church is essential. And yet Mormons aren't able to make the connection with the Book of Mormon. Story of the Zoramites. The poor Zoramites, who lost their job after building the synagogue, were now poor, and because of their poverty, they were considered worthless scum and denied entrance into their synagogue that they themselves built. And so they were all sad. Oh no, what do we do? How do we worship God? Oh no. Alma comes along and says, you don't need church. You don't need church. It doesn't say you're not supposed to have church. Church is evil. It says you don't need church to worship God. There's a difference. That's what people mess up with the book of Thomas, or the Gospel of Thomas. is they think that when he talks about turn over a brick and I'm there and blah blah blah, and I am not made out of wood and brick or something like that. And people assume that he's saying that, oh yeah, we don't need an established religion. It's not what he was saying. And so they've been misinformed and disinformed because of the temple that was lost. See, the Jews are looking forward to the day when their temple will come again, but they're not sure how it's going to come again, whether they have to do something or whether they just sit back and wait for the somebody to come and do something. But if they're not sure, how are they going to know of that somebody when he does come around? And then Christians who came out of Judaism, they just are happy and satisfied not having a temple and have created a whole religion based on, yeah, we don't need a temple. Not needed. We have to go to Catholic Mass if you're Catholic. It's essential. But the Protestant Reformation sort of blew up Christianity into a billion different pieces. Or as Daniel's dream says, the clay gets destroyed and fractured into many different pieces. So this is what I've been warning about, is we're at war. And we're taking heavy casualties. We have nobody to coordinate a resistance. There is no resistance. I'm it. I'm it. There are people who are regulars to my videos, and they know. But yeah, I'm just Jeff Goldblum who found the code hidden in the Bible, hidden in the Book of Mormon. The Book of Mormon knew. The Smiths knew. That's what I've been telling you. The Book of Mormon is coded. The Joseph Smith history is coded. Doctrine and Covenants was coded. All of us my age and older, we all knew, because the 1981 edition tried to decode it, but they missed a few. Like 116, Babylon. I thought it already fell. What are they talking about? What's going on? What is Babylon? Oh, Babylon. I thought we bid them farewell. We're now in the mountains of Ephraim to dwell. The Smiths knew, and they tried to warn us. But like the enemy who used code to coordinate their attack, the Smiths likewise had to use code to warn us. Because if they just came right out and said, oh, they're from the Illuminati and they infiltrated the Scottish Rites and they're going to overthrow America in 2017 to 2024, Joseph Smith would have been assassinated long before June 27th, 1844. They infiltrated his organization. They purposely sabotaged it. And then they took it, took hostages, came to the mountains of Ephraim to dwell. Established the bat signal of the inverted pentagram to let the rest of the world know we're in position, we're ready. So we've got a long, hard 3 years left. I have no idea how I'm going to even survive. Because like I said, they know I'm on to them. They've been trying to assassinate me. They will come back again and again until they succeed. They will not give up. They will not surrender. And they know that if they silence and shut me down, there is no one to stop them. No one who dares to molest or make afraid anymore. So yeah, if we were to openly create a resistance movement, they would instantly get people to infiltrate it, to destroy it, to prevent it from happening. I already have spies watching. You can see the two that are the distraction. They're the first two thumbs down on all my videos. They've been doing this for a long time. They know what to do. God help us all.